Friday afternoon, evening, late night, whatever it might be, or whatever day it is that you're watching this on playback. This is MBRR Media, and I am TC, your often accused of being prideful and arrogant host, founder, originator, and let's see what else. What else can I come up with? Mean, bully, my way or the highway. Yeah, I'm all sorts of things. So AVA, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Big shout out to, hey Bip, my gosh, often accused of being British. Me or you? Yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you're hitting that like. If you haven't subscribed yet, you need to. If you have subscribed and you want to support the content, support what I do, there's a little join button down there that you can hit, and it will take you to the membership page. Where you could pick a level of support, and if you don't want to support through the join button here and become a member here, you can become a member and a supporting member through Subscribestar. You can have access to my Discord. We're doing a lot more messaging on Discord and putting links and content and talking there. And a big shout out to Tav, the angry vet from here on YouTube, who comes in at show producer level. And he has done a massive amount of work to support the channel, to support my work. And if you haven't checked out Tav, please do. And also check out Scars. Can you join my TikTok? Yes, you can join my TikTok. Dialectic. Hey Chad Catter, good to have you here. We need to get you scheduled to come on to record for a Monday Night Musings. That will be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, shout out to Taff for being a channel show producer from here on YouTube. Shout out to IMAV from Subscribestar for doing that. Thank you to everyone who has supported. Thank you to everyone who continues to support. Thank you to everyone who still asks about Mrs. Minnesota, Mrs. TC. The Give, Send, Go link is still there, and we are still in need of help. It's only been 2 months since she's had her heart attack, and in our 24-hour news cycle, and with the rapidity of news being the way it is, it's very easy to forget. So if you have it, if you want to support the Give, Send, Go, the link is available on my Facebook page, and it's up on my YouTube or on my Twix feed, and I think one of my mods can probably find it and put it here in the description as well, or in the chat as well, and I'll try and remember to put it in the description. And then a big shout out to my anonymous show producer. She knows who she is. She knows what she's done for the show and for my content, and she just doesn't want the accolades, and no one's asked for it, but it's one of the credits that you get to be named as a show producer. So yes, Chad, I agree, let's do that. Let's get that scheduled soon. Last time we tried, you were busy working, but now that we've given the notifications a chance to go out, I think we need to have a really serious talk, folks, and we do. We need to talk about TikTok, but not about TikTok itself. We need to talk about the ramifications of what they're calling euphemistically the TikTok ban. The TikTok ban is not a TikTok ban. It is effectively making it illegal for TikTok to operate inside of the United States under its current ownership, But it is not a ban on TikTok. It is a ban on the right to the freedom of expression here in the United States. And some of you are, probably not up on this. Some of you are maybe more versed on this than others. But there is something going on. Hi, Barbara. Oh, hey, Pam's here too. Hi, Pam. Hello from Serbia, Henry. Thank you for tuning in. The reality of the TikTok ban, or better known as the Restrict Act, Restrict, R-E-S-T-R-I-C-T, Restrict Act, is really ultimately, when you dig down into the core of it, is not foundationally about TikTok. It is not about TikTok. It's about control. And TikTok was the easy target for authoritarians on both the left and the right. For authoritarians who are the two wings of the same authoritarian bird, flying towards the totalitarian nature that they all want us to live under. There's no way around that. It's an absolute must that people understand this. I get it. People are worried about their kids, but what is the guise of every single freedom that they strip from, that they use to strip you of your natural rights here in what is supposed to be a republic, right? A free republic where each man is left to be self-governing. And that's one of the things that Chad Catter and I will be talking about, because Chad's got some very interesting perspectives, some of them very functionally effective in how he approaches dealing with what he refers to, and I'm paraphrasing, as corporate America, the corporation of America. But the guise of banning TikTok is nothing more than safety. But safety for who? Well-being for who? If you know who we're protecting, who are we protecting with banning TikTok, folks? Who are they really protecting? What are they telling us? What does anybody know what the argument has been? Why is it very important for us to ban TikTok? I'll give you guys a second to think about it as I merge into my southbound traffic here. I'm taking the road that I hate taking for you guys because I love you. I am self-sacrificing for you guys. You see how much I love my crew? Do you guys understand how much I love you when I take the road I hate taking the most? I've been making the drive to and from Rochester, Minnesota for 25 plus years now. Going on 30 years I've been making this drive pretty much 5 days a week minimum. And I hate the road that I'm taking. But I'm doing it for you. So since nobody is typing an answer in, and by the way, there's been over 20 of you watching. Let's get some more likes. Double tap that screen, get some likes going. Let's push this out into the algorithm. We are banning TikTok in the United States for the safety and protection and the well-being of the children. Of the children. Do you understand that? This is the thing they go to in every situation. It's their gimme, it's a pass. It's a hall pass for them when it comes to liberty. It is, yes, abuse. I want you to relationally abuse the like button. That's what I want. But their hall pass for stripping you of your foundational natural rights, which are not granted to us by the Constitution. They're not granted to us by government. It's not granted to us by anything. It's either, whether you see it as God granted or of the abstract of nature. These rights that cannot be curtailed. that shall not be curtailed, and their hall pass, and by they I mean the state, they are always going to appeal to safety and paramount safety for the children. Everything is always for the children. TikTok is poisoning our children. TikTok is destroying our children. TikTok is corrupting our children. TikTok and this and TikTok and that. And the foundations and the organizations that have come out in support of this when it was first proposed in 2023 into 2024, the first organizations that came out to support it were some of the most supposedly well-known organizations in the country here in the U.S. that are supposedly supposed to be small government, hands-off, pro-liberty organizations like the Heritage Foundation. Supposedly this pro-liberty think tank here in the U.S., the Heritage Foundation, came out in support of banning TikTok. Libs of TikTok. Like the gal who built her entire reputation on making fun of leftists on TikTok. The woman who used TikTok for all of her content. She created no original content. She just took leftists on TikTok freaking out about different things, wants to ban TikTok for the children. It's all for the children. Exactly. If they wanted to, if they cared about children, they would teach kids life skills in K through 12. Absolutely. Yeah, take away the PlayStations from the kids. You know what? Let's take all the smartphones away from all the kids all over the United States. Why isn't there a law about that? And those are two really great things that you guys brought up, and I add in the smartphone as well. But here's the reality of what they're aiming at with the Restrict Act, the TikTok ban. They can't control TikTok. Their argument is that it's owned 100% by ByteDance, which is 100% owned by China. Patently and demonstrably untrue. Factually, patently, demonstrably, objectively untrue. Folks, it's untrue. China does not, as a country, does not own 100% of ByteDance. ByteDance in the United States, TikTok in the US, is owned by 21% of it is owned by corporate employees here in the US. The people who work for TikTok in the US own 21% of the company. Another 21% of the company is owned by an expat Chinese national who does not live in China anymore. Yes, I know you guys are shocked that the state is lying to us about this. But why are they lying to us? Why do they want TikTok off the market? It's because they can't control TikTok. They were not able to get into a backdoor into TikTok and get through their system and monitor it the way they want to monitor it. And they also weren't able to influence TikTok to ban certain content like they did with Twitter and Facebook and other social media platforms, YouTube, Google, right? From in leading up to, but especially in 2020 into 2021. They had no influence over it. Now, if you read the descriptor of the Restrict Act, it says that it's companies owned by foreign nationals that pose internet technology security risks that are seeking to, one of them being, influence the outcome of federal elections here in the United States. Isn't that key? Let's really pay attention to that. They want to make sure there are no outside of the United States influences on federal elections in the U.S. from state actors of other governments around the world. Now, they're perfectly okay with social media platforms owned and operated by Americans seeking to influence the elections inside of the United States, but they don't want any content being delivered to people that is outside of their control. That's what this is about. End of story, end of discussion. People can say, well, there's algorithms built into it. They're spying on Americans. Okay, I don't, like, if you look across the world, of all the countries that have banned TikTok, there are one, maybe two, outside of the United States that have banned TikTok 100%. Afghanistan is one of them, folks. The most recent number, or most recent data that I can find, is that Afghanistan is one of the countries that has completely banned TikTok for its moral corruption and influencing the Afghani people. Now, I don't know about you, but I think it's great that we as American people, as individualists in the United States, are part of a country that is in league, or not in league, but in lockstep with one of the freest countries in all of the world, and that being Afghanistan. I think it's great that we are doing exactly what Afghanistan is doing to its people, because I'll be goddamn, I'm pretty sure that we spent almost 20 years in Afghanistan trying to free the people from an oppressive government. Isn't that what we were there for? Not only were we hunting down the people that were trying to enslave us, right? Islam, right? Weren't we told that Islam was coming for us? Islamists were coming for us. They were going to make us a Sharia state. That's what they were going to do. They were going to make this a North American caliphate. They were going to make all of our women wear burqas. They were going to make all of us were going to have to follow Islam, and we're going to lose all of our freedoms. That's why they took down the Twin Towers on September 11th, 2001. They hated us for our freedom, and they wanted to take our freedom for us. So we had to go all over the world for the 20 plus years fighting the global war on terror, fucking joke that it is, not downplaying the men and women who died in that illegal bastardization of the use of American military force. But we were going to make sure that we didn't lose any freedoms. So immediately following September 11th, 2001, we got the Patriot Act, right? We got the Patriot Act, which was then turned around and used on us. And so many people supported the Patriot Act. So many people, right? And then we rushed off to Afghanistan. We rushed off to Afghanistan to destroy the people that wanted to take our freedom away from us and to free the Afghani people. And now the Afghani people, not only are they not free, they are now also protected from TikTok, just like you are in your freedoms here in the United States. The Afghani people and you have so much in common. Let that sink in. Steep in that for a while. One of the freest countries in the world, Afghanistan, and us here in the United States, we are protected now from the evils of unmitigated surveillance of TikTok. Now, look, if you want to ban TikTok from government-issued phones, if you want to make sure that there aren't any, I don't know, if you want to make sure that like TikTok's not showing up on your federally issued phone, or your state issued phone, or your county issued phone, or your municipality issued phone, I'm all for that. I don't think they should be issuing phones to people who work for the government in the first place. They need to take the phones away from every single one of them. Take them away from the cops, take them away from the mayors, take them away from the senators, take it away from anybody in the military. Nobody should be getting a fucking cell phone for free. Excuse me, I'm fired up. Nobody should be getting a cell phone for free. We shouldn't be paying for their cell phones. Let them communicate the way they used to communicate, on paper. And they like eat that crap when it's got a secret message on it that they don't want anybody to see. But if you're going to issue them phones, then yeah, lock them things down. Harden them things. Give them old flip phones. Give them Blackberries. That all they can do is talk on the phone. They don't have any connection to the interwebs. Shut it down. Done with that. But even some of the most oppressive countries in the world, I think it's Indonesia, they haven't even banned TikTok. In Indonesia. I'm a zero hero, by the way. This is not a paid advertisement. Indonesia banned TikTok's retail sales, but not their, not the just actual social media app itself. Indonesia. India has shut down TikTok on all government-issued phones because of their skirmishes with China over border clashes. All of this comes down to a couple of things, and I want people to understand where this is coming from. This is all about controlling the flow of information, and they could not control the flow of information on TikTok. They couldn't do it. They could not find a way to penetrate that wall and get a control of information. Is China gathering information on American kids? Sure. So is Twitter. So is Facebook. Like, we all know that. Excuse me. We all know that those things are happening. We know for a fact that every social media platform out there is gathering information on kids. They're selectively picking the fruit that they want. They are selectively grooming the algorithms for each person who watches. It doesn't matter if it's a 68-year-old or 48-year-old or a 98-year-old or a 10-year-old who's on some form of social media. They are grooming those platforms, are grooming the algorithms for those kids and feeding them information that comes out of their algorithmic processes that says this kid is going to be interested in this stuff. And all you need to do to know that that's the algorithms of all of those platforms are groomed towards the person using that platform at the time is watch Instagram and watch all of the little girls. I have a friend who's got a daughter who wants to be on Instagram, and they're like, okay, what can it hurt? And they let her on, and this friend sent me a screenshot of a 14-year-old girl in lingerie that her daughter was following on Instagram. Now, you just all of that stuff aside, I want you to think about the reality that they're more worried that your kid and you might be influenced by somebody offering a political, philosophical worldview position for you to hear and see on TikTok than they are about the sexualization of your minor children on Instagram. So this 12-year-old girl was following a 14 or 15-year-old girl who was modeling lingerie. Now, my friend did some digging, and she said she couldn't believe the comments that were being made to this little girl on her lingerie modeling. And nobody was doing anything about it. I want to know where all of my normie con, megabot, Trump supporter propaganda that is sexual kids doing sexual things in paintings and cartoons in public school libraries. They want that stuff stripped out, but nobody's demanding at all that Instagram be controlled. It's because the powers that be have deemed that TikTok is a danger to you and your children because of the political. I haven't had a drink of alcohol in over 2 weeks, or in 2 weeks, folks. I might need to go back to drinking. Not while I'm driving, but, just to like take the edge off. I don't know, so that I can speak clearly. I don't know what it is. They're more interested in controlling the political information that comes to you from around the world than they are with children being groomed and sexualized on social media apps. A 12-year-old girl following this 14-year-old girl, 14, 15-year-old girl modeling lingerie. That's okay. Now, people are arguing, but they're spying on us. Folks, everybody's spying on you. Everybody is spying on you. You aren't safe anywhere. It's like the idiots who are in public and they see somebody with a camera phone out or a camera out and recording and taking pictures, freaking out that you're recording and taking pictures and not asking their permission, while every single city block in most cities that are 18,000 or larger has some sort of surveillance equipment on it. Every single restaurant they walk into, they walk into, every single retail business they walk into, they are being recorded without their permission. But there will be a sign there, you will be recorded while you're on the premises. And even whether or not you see it, the fact that they put that sign up protects them and says that you agree to be recorded in those locations. But people freak out if they see you. You're always being watched. You're always being monitored. You're always being spied on by somebody. Now, do I want Chinese spies spying on us? No. Do I want the enemies of the United States to have free reign over data that should be secure? No, I don't. But why is China our enemy? Who made China our enemy? Is it because they're a communist country, that they're a Marxist nation? Is that it? Is that what it is? Is it because years ago they had a Marxist revolution? And I despise Marxism. I really do. I also despise totalitarianism. I despise, more than any of that, I despise all forms of statism, which is what we are in the United States. We are a statist country. But who made China our enemy? Who gives the U.S. overlords the right to demand that another country, or not another country, but that somebody who owns a business divest of that business and turn it over to the control of an American interest? And that's the thing with TikTok. It shuts down in the United States on Sunday if they do not sell to an American interest. Now, keep in mind that one of the parts of the Restrict Act says that any social media platform owned and operated by a foreign national or a foreign state can be, without any warning, shut down. Now, there are two people right now that I know for a fact have the money and are vying to buy TikTok from ByteDance. One of them is Kevin O'Leary. You guys might know him as the short guy with the balding head on Shark Tank. Now, do you know who Kevin O'Leary is in tight with? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Kevin O'Leary has Donald Trump's ear. He is an advisor to Donald Trump. He is good friends with Donald Trump. He's the guy that's advocating that we merge with Canada and form an economic union where our money and their money are combined into some sort of North American version of the euro, where their central bank and our Federal Reserve get together. That's Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary wants to buy TikTok. He's in talks to try and buy TikTok from ByteDance. But do you know who the other person is? Elon Musk. Where's Elon Musk from? Elon Musk is South African. Now, I believe he also has naturalized U.S. citizenship. But he is South African. Is that not a foreign interest? Do you know where Elon Musk is living right now? Do you know where Elon Musk is living right now? Some of you might. Do you know where Elon Musk is living while he bides his time trying to buy TikTok? He's living at Mar-a-Lago on Donald Trump's property in Florida in one of the guest homes. Elon Musk is living in Mar-a-Lago. Let that sink in. Elon Musk, a foreign national who is in tight with Donald Trump, who is going to be part of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. Elon Musk wants to buy TikTok. Elon Musk wants to influence American politics. Do you know where Elon Musk made all of his money? And if you say X, SpaceX, Tesla, no, that's not where he made his money. Elon Musk made his money on government contracts, folks. That's all his billions and billions of dollars. The richest man in the world now made all of his money through government contracts, which propelled him, catapulted him into the position he's in. To be the richest, wealthiest man in the world. Now, the wealthiest man in the world, the most powerful man in the world, is a South African living with Donald Trump. But we're supposed to be worried about TikTok's influence on 12-year-olds, while Elon Musk has influence over I don't know, what is he, 76? While he has influence on the president-elect of the United States, living on the president-elect's property in Mar-a-Lago, advising him while he's trying to buy TikTok, while it's being banned by our federal state, because they can't control the information. Because they can't control what shows up and what doesn't show up on your platforms, folks. These people do not give a shit about how transparent it is when they do these things. And this is going to be the shorter part of the conversation. So then this makes it to SCOTUS, right? Supreme Court of the United States. I listened to some of the arguments. I was like, wow, these people defending the folks that are using TikTok, defending TikTok. Are defending TikTok, defending against the Restrict Act, which was passed by bipartisan support from so-called conservative Republicans and so-called leftist Democrats. The Bidens and the Harrises and all of them supported this, and Trump supported this. All of these people supported this crap. So SCOTUS gets the case, hears it this week, and rules unanimously. Not one dissenting voice. And everybody says, that's it, it's over. Because Supreme Court has ruled. And once the Supreme Court rules something, you can't overturn it. And that's true. The Supreme Court does operate in such a way that there is no overturning a Supreme Court decision like that. There's no one else to appeal to. There's no one else to go in and stop this shutdown. Now, Trump could refuse to enforce this, but the problem is back in Marbury versus Madison, way back in the founding of this country, founding of this republic, the Supreme Court gave itself the power of judicial review. And everybody's like, that's not true. It was built into the it wasn't. Judicial review and judicial supremacy were not built into the Constitution. They were not built into that for the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court was never supposed to have the power to offer edicts like this. They were to look at all of these things and determine whether or not what was being made into law was in keeping with the purity of the doctrine of the Constitution, and whether or not it was a violation of the natural rights of man. SCOTUS issued itself judicial supremacy, and it has been a crap show from that day forward. And Americans have bought into it. The American people have bought into this fallacy that the Supreme Court is the final authority. Now, once they rule, it's over. There's no going back. Now, Marbury versus Madison has this wonderful line in it that everybody likes to quote. Any law that is passed that is repugnant to the Constitution is no law at all. Yada, 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 yada. That one line from a massive overstep of power that launched the decline and the decay of our republic through tyrants sitting behind a bench wearing white wigs. And they ruled this week 100% across the board that they have the power to say, oh, this is good law, now enforce it. Left and the right. Trump picks. Everybody talks, he did such a great job with his picks. His Supreme Court picks. He gave us great justices. No, he didn't. Now, even one dissenting voice would have been nice, but it wouldn't have changed anything. Because SCOTUS is in on the fix. They have to shut us down. because they need to have control of social media so that they know what we're hearing, what we're seeing, and so that we can't be influenced. And it is no mistake that one of the biggest reasons why they want to shut down TikTok is that there were people using TikTok to talk about the atrocities, especially over the last year, that geopolitical Zionist Israel were committing against unarmed, non-combatant, innocent women and children, and aid workers and relief aid workers from the United States and other places that were going into Gaza to try and help the innocent. And Israel murdered thousands of them. And that came out onto TikTok. And now, that wasn't the impetus for the Restrict Act, but it made them rage to make sure that this got taken care of and went into effect. Because TikTok was a platform that wasn't shutting down the anti-Zionism talk. And before you get freaked out and before you lose your minds and think that somehow me bringing up Zionism and talking about anti-Zionism, that somehow that also makes me an anti-Semite, it's not true. I'm an individualist. I'm a volunteerist. I'm a natural rights adherent and purist. And I recognize that the United States Constitution, as Lysander Spooner said, was either never designed to do what we were told it was designed to do, or it's wholly inadequate to do what they intended it to do. And that's a fact. One of the greatest libertarian thinkers in the history of the United States is Lysander Spooner. And he recognized this in the buildup to the American War of Northern Aggression. We call it the Civil War. And made it very clear that it was absolutely 100% a built-in flaw of the Constitution or an inevitable failure of the Constitution to do what it was intended to do. I don't know which. I said a lot of words, but being against something that is wholly wrong does not make you a terrible person. Being against the TikTok ban, being against the Restrict Act for the reasons that they want us to support it, doesn't make you a traitor. They want to control you, and TikTok did not give them the control that they wanted to have over you. So they had to shut you down. They had to. They had to shut this down and get it into the hands of someone that they could control. They don't care if Elon Musk is a foreign national and buys TikTok. They'd love it if he did, because they can control him, because they have the power of the purse strings over Elon Musk. They can control Elon Musk. They could take his contracts away if he doesn't play ball the way they want him to play. You think him buying Twitter and turning it into X, which I now call Twix, has anything at all to do with him actually loving liberty? Elon Musk is a hardcore leftist. He just knows how to read a room. He knows how to read a room, and he knows how to butter the bread of the people that he wants to have in charge. He did it with Obama, and now he's doing it with Trump. And he'll do it with the next person after that. And everybody who's on Trump's side will applaud Elon Musk now and then turn on him like they always do when he turns on Trump for some reason. Just like the people who applauded him for supporting Obama turned on him when he went to Trump. Elon Musk is not stupid. And they will love to have him in charge of it. if he can buy it. Folks, the Supreme Court decision today was the icing on the cake that all they need to do from this point forward to shut down any media platform is to claim somehow that it's controlled by an outside entity. Elon Musk cannot run for president of the United States. Even that one he can't pull off. All they're doing is building a bridge to strip you of even more in the name of safety and safety for the children. What's next? What are you going to let them take away from you next? And keep in mind, if you try to work your way around and use your TikTok platform via a VPN, that's a criminal act. Using a VPN to use any platform that they tell you that you cannot use. Any platform that they tell you that you cannot use, if you use a VPN, a virtual network, any platform that you want to use that they tell you that you can't, if you use a VPN to access that network, it is now a federal felony punishable by a $1 million fine and 20 years in prison. They don't give a damn what platform you're on. When they decide to come for it, they will come for it, and they now have court precedents to do that. We're lost. It's over. And Trump supporters and leftist Democrats, all at the same time, are applauding it. I don't even know what you're talking about now, Tej Jav. Go look at the Restrict Act, folks. Go look at the power that it grants bureaucrats. And then tell me that you have any freedom or liberty left in this country. Thank you for tuning in. I'm watching out for you. Now you guys got to watch out for yourselves. So until next time, fight for your freedom, it is yours. Fight for your liberty, it belongs to you. And Sic Semper, Tyrannus.